We've always seen Koopas in Mario games. We jump on them, throw them, and they go rolling. But one day someone at Nintendo said, what if Mario became a Koopa? So then we got the blue shell. No, not that one. I mean the blue shell. Yeah, that one. The blue shell first appeared in New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, one of Nintendo's best-selling games. At the time, the game was brand new and fresh to the 2D Mario genre. The game had two other power-ups. The Mega Mushroom, turning you big. It makes you invincible and almost able to destroy everything. The Mini Mushroom does the opposite by making your size like 5 pixels. It makes you floaty and lets you run on water, but it makes you die in one hit and you have to ground pound enemies to damage them. But these two aren't as unique as the mighty, awesome, legendary Blue Shell. When you run and reach max speed, you start rolling in your shell and defeat enemies on the way. You can also stay inside it and nothing happens, basically experiencing the life of a Koopa.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
I mean, sure, the Mega and Mini Mushroom are pretty good power-ups in the game, but we'll get to that later. Now, unlike any other power-ups, the blue shell is quite hard to get, because you can't obtain it in any level from a normal question block, only appearing in those blocks where you get your power-ups based on your timing. You can, however, get it from red floating question blocks that appear on the map, but you're not guaranteed the blue shell as the drops are random.
Bruh.
The only other way is toad houses, where they function the same way as those blocks in levels I mentioned. But the only place where you can get it with no problem isn't in Mario vs Luigi mode, because it has one special blue Koopa and he drops a blue shell when you jump on him. He never appears in the main mode, but that's actually good. You see, the blue shell can also brick Brock. Well, you see, the blue shell can also brick bricks, and Nintendo took advantage of that by making a lot of star coins and secret exits inaccessible unless you open the path with a blue shell. And since it's pretty hard to get the power-ups, it made the game a bit more challenging if you want to complete it. Even if you get the blue shell on you, you still gotta make sure you don't die or lose it. What also makes it a very top tier Mario power-up is the fact that it's very fun to use. You can go through levels smoothly and chain moves to beat the levels. The moment I get the blue shell, it's like I found treasure and I'm trying to keep it. Okay. I mean, seriously, I do not want to lose it. And let's not ignore the speedrunning platform. The blue shell is so important for speedrunning to the point they use it throughout pretty much almost the whole game. And also you can swim faster with it in water levels. Just saying that if you didn't know. Alright, even though I've been praising the blue shell, it isn't perfect. It has its negatives, of course. Sometimes you can bounce off walls and might die. It can be hard to use it for new players, but honestly, you can get used to it in no time. The negatives are pretty minor. Now here's a question. If the blue shell is such a pretty good and fun power-up, why is it forgotten? I mean, this thing is more forgotten than the frog suit. Does anyone remember that too? Anyone? The reason why the blue shell has been forgotten about is really simple. While New Super Mario Bros. DS was its first appearance, it was also its last. Unless you count Bowser's Inside Story, but that game didn't use the blue shell like it should be. Sure, the game sold over 30 million plus copies, but it didn't appear in any other game. But New Super Mario Bros. DS is a reason for its forgettability too, being only used to access star coins and stuff. Honestly, if the power-up was made a bit more easily accessible like the Fire Flower, I think it would have made it more memorable. And finally, the spiny shell. Yes, This is called a spiny shell, not a blue shell, for God's sake. Players are the ones who called it a blue shell, and it became popular. I mean, it made more appearances. When I ask about shells, you think of green, red, but when you think of a blue shell, you think of this one, not this one. It's in almost every Mario Kart game, and everyone knows Mario Kart, so the blue shell got overshadowed by the spiny. The power-up is very underrated in my opinion. It's fun, it's used cleverly, it's a blue shell. I wish Nintendo used it in other games, but it seems it'll never be coming back again. It's really fun to control with, and after finishing the game 100%, I can proudly say it's the best item in the whole game and should have been featured in other Mario games as well. Now like and subscribe.